Hello and welcome, to a wild Hearthstone deck tech and gameplay video on an update to Demon Seed Warlock. Demon Seed Warlock wants us to play the Demon Seed on turn 1, and then on all of our turns take various amounts of self-damage to eventually get us to the Blightborn Tamsin, which will turn all of the cards in the late game that would normally damage us into burn spells to go over the top. And an important little bit that also works in Blightborn Tamsin's favor, in Demon Seed's favor, is that whenever you start, at least on your turn, drawing cards into fatigue, it will turn the fatigue damage into damage that hurts your opponent. And that's sort of the if the game goes long, ultra late game win con kind of thing. To do that, we have pretty self-explanatory tools. We have cards all over the curve, cards like Crystallizer, Mass Production, the new Party Fiend. Basically cards that hurt us for some sort of benefit, whether it can be like a Party Fiend summoning you bodies, or a Librarian, or drawing you... Okay, sorry. Thought I heard something outside and I was like, Anywho, cards like Mass Production to draw you cards, Cold-Blooded Librarian to draw you cards, Crystallizer sort of can, quote, gain you health. Basically, we want to damage ourselves to some sort of benefit to complete our various stages of the quest. We also have cards like Soul Freeze and Spirit Bomb, amongst other cards. Hell, even lesser Amethyst Spellstone. All cards that are ways for you to interact so you can survive sort of getting to Blightborn Tamsin and then turning the corner, for lack of a better term, and start burning your opponent out. Since by nature of damaging yourself so much with all the cards in your list, you can die pretty easily if you aren't careful, and some form of interaction is useful to sort of survive the turns. And if the interaction can also complete the quest, then that's just extra gravy on top. We also have some cards that are glue, but like not necessarily glue in the way that cares about the quest. Like Audio Amplifier, you'll be drawing a lot of cards with this list. It's nice to just have a bigger hand size. Like Drain Soul and like Siphon Soul and Gul'dan's Gift. Those are all glue cards that don't directly themselves advance the quest, but you need some sort of not hurt yourself glue, because you don't want to actually just kill yourself if you can avoid it. The whole trick of Demon Seed is like riding the wave of knowing how much damage you can take and how much damage your opponent can do, and not just like giving your opponent a free win if you can manage. On the top end, it's pretty self-explanatory. Technically, the top end are Flesh Giants and Imprisoned Horrors, but these will oftentimes be reduced for all of the various... Ooh, hang on. They'll basically be reduced for all the times we take damage, which is often in this list. So these won't usually cost their full cost. So you can say they're in the top end, but they're not really, more often than not. The practical top end is like Ziliax and Kartut Defender. Respectable bodies, where Kartut can help you stabilize if you're a little too low, and Ziliax can be a way to not only, say, complete your quest, but also... It's a pretty big body when you use this particular configuration, and if you've completed the quest and you summon both Ziliaxes, you can also turn that 3 damage to your hero into burn into your opponent's face. And that's honestly the basics of the list. It's not that difficult. We play Demon Seed, we hurt ourselves and our opponents, and then we, after a certain point and complete the quest, we really only hurt our opponents. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future, and if you have any sort of questions like, I don't have X, what about Y, or other generally nice and or constructive comments, I'll do what I can to respond to what I see. With all that out of the way, we'll finally go on to game number 1. And game number 1 with our little Self Damage Warlock. And this is a perfectly fine hand. As is the case in most instances, you just want to, have a curve of things you can do relatively early on. Fearless Flamejuggler is one of the cards that... Actually, 2 things. Fearless Flamejuggler is one of the new cards added to the list, and it's like a fine card. I don't know if in future versions of this list, playing Quest on turn 1, obviously. I don't know if in future versions of this list, this card will continue to make the cut. It's not that it's bad, it's just like, it's like fine. Like, the most you can have is like a 2-mana reasonably early, like you can reasonably expect to get early on. It's like a 2-mana 6/6, but you gotta play a 1/1, and you gotta jump through a lot of hoops to get this to be a respectable body. Anywho, play a Geode. The other point I was going to mention, keen-eyed viewers will notice that the time this, not only the time that this releases, will the new mini set have been out, but because I record these now, I try to record these in batches. The new mini set has been out for a total of like 2 hours. So if you wonder why I haven't made anything containing the new mini sets expansions, because I haven't had time to do testing. I probably will for the next Hearthstone video, but because I record these in batches, it'll be a while. Anywho, Party Fiend is a good draw, so I guess we'll play a Party Fiend and get a respectable Flamejuggler here. It's not like the most exciting, but like, you know, it's a fine body. Now, it's a fantastic budget alternative if you don't have loads of dust and really high quality cards around, but I play a lot of Hearthstone and a lot of Magic, but so I have higher than normal card quality, so this card might not make it in future versions of the list, but if you are looking for a more budget-friendly list, go ahead and keep this in. Anywho, I guess we'll do and play the Rook here. Go ahead and complete the first stage. Rook is one of those cards where it's a good one to have. I think Pit Lord is the older card. If you don't have a Rook and you have the old school Pit Lord, which I think is functionally the same card, go ahead and run that in place of it. Hell, if I had Demon Lords or Pit Demons, whatever the hell they're called. Man, I played WoW. I should know the name of those cards. But if I had that card, I'd also probably run that in here too. What are they? They're just doing druid things. Yeah, okay, they're doing druid things. Granted, very Johann von Generico druid things, but hey, if it pays the bills and all that. In the meantime, play a Geode. Except the fact that if our opponent has some sort of like poison seed sweeper thing, or if they do some like very crazy, we'll go ahead and life tap. If they do some sort of crazy one-turn combo thing, then yeah, the deck was gonna lose, but it's a combo deck. If they are, you know, what were you gonna do? And not for nothing, like, they're ramping and doing a whole lot. Pardon my French, but we're kind of fucking them up. Like, we're doing good damage. Now, granted, a single swipe ends our career and we want to die. But, you know, it's like, not actually going that bad. Like, I was talking mad shit, but, like, we're kind of doing okay. Okay, a couple aquatic forms. And they draw on the card. Did he draw? Okay, he drew cards, or drew cards off of both of them. Okay. Oh, get the fuck out of here. No! Am I gonna burn cards now? No, okay. I didn't think I was. That makes me feel sad, but, like, it's one of those, he did dig really, really deep for that swipe, and it is exactly what he needed. But even then, like, we're okay. Audio amplifier is fine, and we'll play a giant and a horror. Might as well coin out a hero power just to try and progress the quest, since I don't know if we're gonna have all the time in the world to sort of do our own thing. There could be some weird Togwaggle or Cthulhu or some goofy-ish with Aviana or something, or in Dollmaster Dorian and the Juicy Psych Melon or whatever the hell that card's called. I sense, pardon my French, but you know, fuckery abound. They're certainly doing... Okay, good. He's gaining armor, because he's got to gain some armor here. Card is just like, hey, remember that, what's the one where you, like, eat the shroom or break open the chest, whatever that card is? Let's just give him another copy, but better. It's fine. He's gaining armor. Just, yeah, I guess we just continue to progress the quest. You just keep summoning boards and pressuring our opponent. No, normally I try to comment more on the like individual happenings of a game, but our opponent is gonna either die because we kill him or like absolutely pop off. And a lot of our like ways to progress our quest line that is also interaction, they're just not playing any creatures. Okay, yeah, there's fuckery abound in here. Oh, is it like a... Okay, maybe it's like an OTK kind of thing, but it's like spell damage based. La la. Okay. I think we're just gonna probably... Okay. Okay, they're gonna get a lot of these spells back, but like I haven't seen this particular version of this before. I kind of like it. I guess we can do a hero power, which would make our spellstone a little better. Like crazy, take damage. Oh, from your cards. Whoops, I misunderstood what was happening. In that case, we'll just Siphon Soul. That's fine. We sort of goofed that because I forgot how the card worked. Because reading the card explains the card, oftentimes. Yeah, they're getting... Yeah, okay. I mean, good on our opponent. Like, not for nothing. Yeah, they're gonna do damage here. They might have enough burn. Okay, if I die to, like, a druid burn list, I'm actually kind of okay with this. I sort of made a bad call, but I don't think I've ever ran into a list like this. This is kind of cool. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, the game we lost, and that's fine. And you're gonna lose, because not for nothing, you are still damaging yourself. We can run all of the Siphon Souls and Drain Souls, and all of the, like, various, you know, also gain you life cards in the world. But, you know, not for nothing, we are kind of killing ourselves for our opponent a little bit. So sometimes you're going to get burned out by what is, to their credit, disregard all my shit-talking earlier. Like, that was actually a really interesting list. It's like Druid Burn. It's awesome. But anywho, we'll go on now to game number 2. And game number 2 with our little Demon Seed Warlock. And this is, again, a perfectly fine hand. Of course, we have a Demon Seed on 1, thus is the nature of quest. But we also have things we can do beside it. If they go aggressive, we have answers, or we can sort of set the pace ourselves with a Party Fiend. Now, granted, almost always our turn 1s are very boring. We pretty much will always play the quest on turn 1. Shy of maybe a Paladin casting Oh My Yogg or whatever on turn 1. Other than that, your turn 1's going to be the same like always. Huh. Might actually save the Party Fiend. Oh, the tourist thing. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to save the Party Fiend for turn 3 so we can get a big Fearless Flamejuggler. Okay. Oh, what's the Death Knight, or not the Death Knight, the Demon Hunter Tourist? It's like a Murloc that's like whenever a thing dies, like summon a creature that cost 1 more than the thing that died or whatever. Like, I have that card, but like it doesn't sit, it doesn't like light up anything in my brain. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad card, it's just there's nothing interesting to it, kind of thing. I mean, we're not doing bad. And I think our plan remains the same. We'll do a Party Fiend, then play a Flamejuggler. Try and fight for the board here, because I think we're going to have to be a little bit of the controlling deck here. If their deck using the Demon Hunter Tourist or whatever, or the Shaman Tourist, or whatever, however that. If that card works like, or if their deck now works like I think it's going to work, I think we're going to have to be a little more controlling. I mean, to be fair, they sort of drew the nuts and had like a really explosive opening, but I don't think I care. I especially don't care now. Okay, I was going to play the Flamejuggler, but this Hellfire is too good not to use. Go ahead and play the Librarian. And yeah, just go face. Another one of those where, I don't know if I don't think I talked about it in the deck tech, because I did take like 3 attempts to record that deck tech, and I was like, I gotta get it out. Ah! But I don't think I talked about it. Hellfire is one of those like glue cards that, yeah, it sucks to sometimes swipe your own board out and to hurt yourself, but in moments like that, sometimes the best thing you can do is just Hellfire your board, even if you barely have a board left to speak of after it. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Go ahead and trade here. I guess we can do a Spirit Bomb. And now we can actually also do a Life Tap and then get a really big Flamejuggler. And drawing a Horde. Okay, I'm happy with that. That got us a respectably large board. I would not be surprised if they're... Well, I mean... That pop-up book, I thought they were going to be a more aggressive list. Okay, so they're not... Reno and that, like, whatever that Doc Holiday thing, where it's like, if you're a Reno deck, get a frog staff thing, whatever the hell that's called. It's clearly not that. Do I care? I think we just play a Zilliax and start chumping, or like chipping through their board of frogs. And yeah, just progress our board state. And where this is another one of those, I really love this configuration of Zilliax, granted only in this list. But in this list, man, it's like a genuine threat summoning 2 6-mana 7/7s. Where normally the 3 damage thing would start to hurt, but it's exactly what we want to do. Now granted, that's me basically just saying the deck tech again, but like I say it because like I really like it. Now granted, this, I don't think you should run this anywhere else. It's only in this list that a configuration like this works. What is our opponent doing? I'm trying to pad here. They're doing things. An evolve. Maybe some sort of evolve effect. Do I just have lethal? Am I losing my mind? 21. Then I can use the 4. Oh no, but not with the armor game. Maybe hang on. I mean, this is gonna have to happen regardless, right? So we do 7 times 3 is oftentimes 21, which is more than they have, which is unfortunate. In that case, honestly, yeah, in that case, I think we just, it kind of sucks to have to sweep up their board a lot, but might as well. See if we do Crystallizer now. That'll get us to 7, and then means next turn we can have access to Old Tamsin. I'm going to keep the Flesh Giants in my hand in case they happen to have some sort of mass answer to my board. Some sweeper of some description that I'm not thinking of. This is one of those where like I could vomit out onto the board, but if they have some sort of weird sweeper, then we'll just be in a very, very sad time. And we're also threatening lethal. We don't strictly need to dump our whole hand out. Hex? What is... I haven't... I guess it'd be Thrall's Gift, right? What does that one do? Lightning Storm, Hex, Bloodlust. Meh. That's a sweeper, but that doesn't let you live. But okay, if our opponent doesn't happen to do anything and we happen to live and win this game, I'll totally take it. Okay, that makes more sense. But, like, this is one of those moments where, like, we didn't even need to complete the Tamsin quest, even if we don't win here. But, like, we didn't even need to complete the quest, and we still were able to apply a lot of damage. like, not for nothing, you can win without the quest. The quest is one of those, like most of the quests are that were from this cycle, they were really more so insurance policies in the late game than they were, like, hard requirements to win. But yeah, every once in a while, you will just win through, you know, summoning a big board and going face. Granted, our opponent did a whole lot of a nothing burger of a list. I mean, they interacted some, did some stuff, but, like, unless they, like, drew horrendously, I don't know why they had the Death Knight Tourist there. But let that actually, since this particular game wasn't the most interesting, this list is a really good example of why I don't run that Demon Hunter card. I have it. I can't think of fucking anywhere it'd be useful. Like, it's not that it's bad, and maybe in, like, Arena, it's, like, a fucking absolute killer to get access to extra cards and stuff like that. But, like, in Wild, I cannot think of a place where it's, like, that interesting. If you're looking to, like, evolve, there are better ways to evolve in Shaman in Wild. That's the only thing I can think of where it might be useful, is, like, this really convoluted, roundabout way of evolving your board. But, like, just run fucking Evolve. Like, you're fine. And it's not like we're in Wild, we're, like, light on evolve effects. But anywho, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like my grab bag of content and would like to see more in the future. And if you have any sort of questions, like, I don't have X, what about Y, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll do what I can to respond to what I see. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!